Hello, my name is Connor Crawford.
And I'm Daniel Zhang.
And this is Plant Saver, our end of the semester project for EE445L in spring of 2017. Plant Saver is an automatic watering system for potted plants. We're going to start with a hardware overview of the system and then end with a software overview and a demonstration of the system working. We start with an overall view of our system here. We have our hardware box here and then our plant apparatus. With the hardware box, we have 3 input buttons here, an output screen. If we open up the box, we can see our battery case here, which is simply 8 AA batteries, which provides us with 12 volts. And then we have our custom printed PCB here. Closing up the hardware box, we have some wires running from it. Here we have our water valve. This side of the water valve is simply connected to our water reservoir here. You can see the tubing is just connected to the end cap here. And then the other end of the water valve simply just runs into the plant soil. We have a main input for our system is this soil moisture sensor, which basically tells us when the plant needs to be watered. And now Daniel's going to give us a software overview and how the system works.
Alright, so if you look at the LCD screen, that's the main menu and it just tells you what each of the buttons does. I'll start with button 2 for now. So if I press button 2, it should water the plant for about like 2 seconds. And that's kind of a slow drip. That's because our water bottle is really low. If you raise it higher, the water will come out a lot faster. Alright, so for button 1 and button 3, button 1 is the water trigger point, button 3 is the water limit point. And what the water trigger point is the point at which the system starts watering the plant. So if it gets any drier than this point, it'll start watering. And for the water limit point, that's when it stops watering the plant. So that's the most moist you want your plant to be. And for setting the water trigger point, I recommend you wait until your plant is really dry, the driest you want it to be, and then you press the button. So what this does is that number there is the value that the sensor is sensing right now. So since you waited for the soil to be really dry, you don't have to adjust it that much to whatever you want. You could just hit confirm immediately, pretty much. But for the purpose of demonstration, I'm gonna make this really low.
Can you tell us a little bit about like what the values for the sensor range from?
Oh yeah, so usually the absolute value differs from pot to pot, but usually the difference between dry to moist is about 100 to 200. So I just changed it about like 200. That's a lot, but it's just for a demonstration. I'll press button 3 to confirm, and now I'll set the water limit point. So we'll also set this really low, but we can't set it. The system won't let you set it lower than the water trigger point. Confirm. Alright, so to demonstrate that our system is automated and that it works, what I'm going to do is take the sensor out so that it thinks the soil is really dry, and it'll start watering. Okay, so it waters for a few seconds and stops for a few seconds, waters for a few seconds and stops for a few seconds. But when I put this back in, that cycle should stop completely, because it knows the soil is really moist already. Yeah, I'll just wait for a bit. And yeah, you can tell that the cycle stopped. So, yeah, that's our system. And hope you enjoyed the video.